I Got the Hell Out does contain explicit content that might not be suitable for some listeners, such as children, those that easily get offended, and we do recommend that listeners at work put your earbuds in if you have coworkers around.
And if you like the show, please spread the word by telling as many people as you can. Would also appreciate if you would subscribe, rate, hopefully with 5 stars, and review the podcast on iTunes. You can find us there as well as on Stitcher and Overcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Was In A Cult, on Facebook at I Got The Hell Out, and on Instagram at I Got The Hell Out with an underscore after each word. You can contact us through our website at IGotTheHellOut.com.
Hi guys, it's Deb.
And Laura.
And it's episode 87 of I Got the Hell Out.
All right, you just had me watch some creepy videos.
Yeah, but we got to give the Kool-Aid recipe first.
Okay.
Because, see, I'm remembering now to do the Kool-Aid recipe.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Anybody out there, I'm playing catch up on Hulu with the sitcom Mom. Have you ever watched it?
No.
It's basically MOM, and it's a bunch of women who are recovering addicts and alcoholics.
I know the show you're talking about.
And it is freaking hysterical.
I know the show you're talking about.
So I'm sitting there writing the show last night, and I did not have a Kool-Aid recipe. Okay? And
Did they give one?
I am sitting there, and I'm just listening, and I'm scrolling through stuff, because I can listen and every so often look up. And, you know, I'm trolling the cult's page and going through other shit that I need to go through to... I mean, look at it all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Please tell me they gave a Kool-Aid recipe on the show.
On the show, Jill, remember rich, kind of snobby Jill with the short yellow bob haircut? Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, this is from her college days. She popped out with it. So
wait, are you serious?
I am serious as a heart attack.
Oh.
It's like episode, it's the season 3, it's somewhere in the teens or 20s. I totally forgot to write it down because it was getting to be the end of the night. Okay.
But that's awesome.
But this is from Jill's college days, where her sorority kept vodka on tap, according to her.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
It's called Jungle Juice.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't specify what kind of Kool-Aid. I guess whatever you have on hand, you can steal from your mother's cupboard for your little brother, whatever. Okay. Fruit, I'm assuming all chopped up.
Okay.
Because fruit's always good, because you can tell yourself, you know, hey, it's a good for you
It's
drink.
healthy.
It's healthy. And grain alcohol, if it's still available.
Oh, good God.
But of course, back in her days, grain alcohol was still available, okay? But yeah, she's telling this story about Jungle Juice and the last time that she drank grain alcohol, because she was headed outside after drinking the Jungle Juice, and she puked up against the screen door, and the liquid went outside, and the fruit stayed on the inside.
Oh God, that visual.
I've never actually witnessed something like that, but in my head I thought it was funny as all get out.
Oh my gosh.
So thank you to the sitcom Mom and the character Jill, and back in your college days, for the Jungle Juice.
All right.
We all had our own form of Jungle Juice back then.
Exactly.
You
Just call it something different, tweaked it here and there.
Garbage Pail Punch, yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I had you watch 2 creepy videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the first video that I had you watch was off of their official page, and it was those 2 women, again, begging you to register.
Right.
Begging you to call, because we need to know you're coming.
And you need to be here.
Yeah, because they have so much information, and they're going to be scriptural and biblical and all kinds.
And that's the only safe place to be.
Yeah, it's the only.
Because the bombs are coming.
Well, that was the second video, I think.
Oh, okay. Well,
The
but
first
the
one
bombs are still coming, though, right?
Well, the second video had that second woman.
Okay.
From the first video.
They were all so horrible, they all blended into one another.
Okay, now the second video I found disturbing, and sometimes I'll watch the women's videos because they're only a minute or 2 long, okay? Mm-hmm. And I can stomach that. But the one I showed you today kind of horrified me. Because, first of all, Tanner, hi Tanner, he skulks their page, and he guessed her as the bitch I love to hate, and nah, that's not her.
Okay.
Though I would find her intimidating and scary if I met her in the, in the sanctuary. Mm-hmm. She's probably a higher up and one of the bullies of the women. Probably the bitch I love to hate's best friend.
Probably.
Maybe maybe.
They make life miserable for everybody else.
Yeah, where was I going with this?
The second video.
Oh, the second video. The second video, she starts out that the 5th of this month, that little man will be coming out with some really heavy shit for the women, which usually means something's being changed dramatically. So I'm waiting on updates from ex-members who still have family there. By the way, I have an update on something later.
Okay. Any ideas what this change could be?
Well, I told you, I don't know if it's in effect or not now. Maybe that's what he brought out on the 5th. But men have to have 2 wives.
Oh.
So maybe that, because see, back in the day, I learned probably late on that any changes that were coming, watch the elders' wives, watch the elders' children, especially little mans, because they would be doing it first.
To kind of lead the way.
Yeah, to kind of normalize it.
Gotcha.
And the righteous ones are doing it. Do you see the hand motions I'm making?
And the eye rolls, I see those too.
Anyway, like, I never wore the veils there. I knew that would be a contention and a breaking point, and my breaking point came before the veils were forced upon us. But the rumors and the gossip were that, that was coming down the line. And you could see it from the way the clothing went, that you could wear a tank top, and then, the measurements, it has to be 2 inches across. Nope, no more tank tops. It has to be, to your shoulder. And then, you can't see your armpits. And it got down to where, nobody could see grandma's ankles and all that good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Which takes us to a post that's on here on I Got the Hell Out Facebook page, okay? No, actually, it's not. It is on the ex-members page, okay? Mm-hmm. There's a meme on here when someone invites me to church and this woman's looking horribly and she goes, I would rather put a campfire out with my face. Okay, but the ones that I'm getting to, okay, and I'm just going to refer to her as just the first letter. Either it's her old name, her new name, whatever name, right? Okay. Again, I'm just using a letter, and the letter is J. And she writes, so apparently they all have to make and wear all linen underwear to go with all linen outfits on the high holy days now.
Linen underwear.
Oh, and they have to make it. I mean, do you have to make your own underwear?
Oh, my God.
Or I'm sure Little Man is selling linen underwear, okay? But some of these comments from the ex-members just, like Brandon, he's like, but on other days, fuck it. You just don't wear the magical underwear any other day.
You go commando.
Yeah, I had to jump in with, stealing from Mormons now, but, because they steal from all these other religions. And she just says, she just knows her mom is sewing linen underwear for herself. And linen isn't cheap. Do you know that?
Right.
So if you cut it wrong, oh my gosh. Ex-member B says, yep, I can sure see myself putting in orders for my linen underwear if I was still there. And she's... People flock to what you have to have next. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And she says also, maybe they sell you the pattern. They don't make your underwear. Maybe everybody has to make their own underwear, like a tribute to God.
But they're going to sell the pattern because they have to profit from it.
Underwear,
somehow.
A tribute to God. I mean, is that what it is?
Oh my God.
I don't know. But she says, I don't know how to sew and I'm good on underwear anyway. And somebody else said that, he's been wearing linen undergutchies for a long time now, and they're surprised that this is just coming out, okay? He just makes money off of anything that he can throw out there. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I bet you he's selling them in the stores.
I don't know, but another ex-member says, makes you wonder, are they bikinis? Are they thongs? Are they tighty-whities?
Linen thongs, oh my God.
What would still be linen underwear? Or did they find an actual pattern in the Bible with their numerology bullshit that gives you the pattern for the linen underwear to wear under your all linen garments to the sanctuary?
Who knows?
Do you know how hot that would be? For crying out loud. Okay.
Hot as in temperature-wise, not hot as in...
Okay, the only other one I want to share on the ex-members Facebook page, what ex-member M shared, a meme of this Amish dude going, Mary, something about Mary showing her ankles. Churns butter real slow with her ankles out, and Jebediah's looking at her just like, You know what I mean?
Showing that ankle, you hussy.
Okay, Brandon, I love him. He is just hysterical, but he's like, yes, for this exact reason, I'm such a sucker for a polished ankle. Okay. Another ex-member says, I used to tell people that if someone was turned on by armpits and knees, they should be counseled and not torture the rest of us with long sleeves and double layers, and that they have more problems than the long sleeves and double layers could help. Seriously, Laura, if somebody is turned on by hairy armpits and gankles, nankles, gangly ankles, whatever you got, I mean, do ankles turn you on?
No.
Do armpits turn you on?
Good God, no.
Brandon says, hey, the hairier the armpit, the better. But yeah, linen underwear. I mean, linen is hot also. They started out making holy garments, okay? But then they found out the holy garments had to be linen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, there were no holy garments, but then we have to have holy garments. So they sold holy garments, or you made your own. But then they started selling them. But then they realized they had to be linen. So all the ones that you had, you couldn't use.
They were no good. Well, of course, because you got to keep that money flowing.
I don't know, but I do know that at another point, someone told me they found the correct dimensions that they had to be.
For the holy garments.
Right. Like, the women's had to be, like, I don't honestly remember. But
and this was found in the Bible.
Apparently so.
Gotcha.
But then
they had
the
sewing section, right?
In the sewing section. Look it up in the glossary in the back. But again, all of the old holy garments that are linen, if they couldn't resize them, because like the kids were,
right.
Like a 12 by 12 was the smallest you could buy. That was kind of like baby size, toddler. Yeah. Oh God, I love you, Mother. I totally forgot I'm supposed to pick a couch up today. Do you want to go with me?
No.
Oh God. Mother. Okay, now she totally threw me off of what I was talking about.
Linen underwear.
Linen underwear. That.
How could you forget?
I don't know. When your mother texts you and you forget to block crap, that's what happens. Okay? We discussed the videos. Oh, Tabernacles begins at sunset, Laura. Are you ready?
Oh, of course I'm ready.
How are you ready?
I'm ready in my state of mind for the Feast of Tabernacles. How's that?
Okay. Oh, man, I wanted to open this episode with a quote.
We'll do it now.
Quotes from Prince.
Okay.
Dearly beloved, we are all gathered here today to get through this thing called life. I just have to say that October is a really hard month for our family. Depression is a bitch. And I commend anybody who is fighting battles, because I can tell people to be happy and they're not going to be happy. I can try and help them through things, and I can loan them my roadmap, my strength. I can loan them anything, but I can't do it for them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everybody who gets up every day and battles shit in your head, no matter what it is, I commend you. You keep kicking ass. But, yeah. I meant to do that in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
We are just so around there. At least the stuff gets in there.
Exactly.
Like pierogi filling. By the way, Betty Lou shared with us, we missed it, October 8th is National Pierogi Day.
You know what? I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, then why doesn't Kennywood do it on National Pierogi Day?
Because they can't do it in the middle of the week when people are working. What?
Nothing. We did discuss that the feast starts today, and it is the full moon. Remember I said I think the feast starts on the full moon?
Right.
Yes. And it's the full hunter moon tonight for anybody out there who's into astrology and
make it
planets.
extra special?
And I don't know.
Okay.
I know nothing anymore.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So wait, this feast is a week long, right? Is that what they said?
Is
it a week?
Yep.
So you're just going and listening to Little Man for a whole week?
Well, let's see. Would you like me to go through what a typical feast day was like?
Oh, sure. And then wait, are all the days the same, basically?
Well, the first day is a high holy day, which means you would have to treat it like it's the Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
You can't cook, you can't light a fire, you can't do anything fun. Know what I mean?
Right. The guys are all sleeping, right, to pass the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
We were lucky enough that we went from having a travel trailer with a room connected to another trailer from another couple to Kenny buying them out, and we owned both sides because, clean and unclean can't even be in the same room at this point.
That's right.
So Kenny bought his friend out, and we owned the entire thing, okay? Well, after Ken fell off the roof and got his settlement, Little Man decided to sell him a piece of shit 1950s permanent single-wide trailer that was on the property. So, we lived in the lap of luxury. Appearances are everything.
Mm-hmm.
And good Lord, Kenny paid $10,000 for that thing in cash, for crying out loud.
Holy crap.
And the tax assessment it assessed it at less than $1,000.
And he paid $10,000.
In cash.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and every year we would get the tax. That's how I know, because every year Kenny was handed the envelope that had the taxes that were owed, and it was still in the elder's name that originally bought it and moved it there. Because remember, you can't take anything with you.
Right.
Yeah, it's permanently there. You just lost it. Now, see, if Kenny left and it became abandoned, Little Man would turn around and sell it again. I mean, this is not the ultimate scam.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was going somewhere with this, and I don't remember where. Okay.
Did you find? I have no idea. You didn't even give me a hint of what direction you were going. Are we still on the feast?
Oh, yeah, we can still be on the feast. A typical day at the feast.
Yes. Okay, we got back.
We got back. Somehow we got back. Like tonight, right now, I would be furiously rushing around to make sure everything is done, everything's complete, we have everything we need, the food is cooked, you can't do anything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably go to bed early because there's really nothing to do, unless you want to stand around and talk scripture.
Ugh, okay.
How fun is that?
Can't imagine that's a lot of fun.
Well, you're also supposed to practice the sermon before, so maybe we could practice last week's sermon on each other.
Oh, God.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Real hoot.
Now, tomorrow, my alarm would probably go off early, and Kenny's would go off even earlier.
What's early?
I'd have to get up around 7.
Okay.
Because I got to get the kids up, get them ready. Now it's a high holy day until sundown.
Okay.
Because it goes sundown to sundown.
Right.
And it's a high holy day because it's the beginning of a feast. And Kenny, got to get his stuff ready for him. Now, you see, coffee, it has to be made the day before.
But you can heat it.
Only if you turned your stove burner on and had it burning all night.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
And if you want a fire, you better make sure that the fire was already burning. Okay?
Okay, you can't start it.
You can't kindle
Gotcha.
a fire. Now, of course, they retracted that a couple of times, saying kindle a fire meant start an argument with somebody. It's one of them double meanings.
Right.
I don't know. But again, the microwave was good to use. Don't ask me.
Oh, that's weird.
You would have thought it was a tool of the devil. Maybe it is now.
Like it runs on electricity. That was forbidden, right?
No, you can use electricity.
Oh, okay.
That's the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Mormons or I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody correct me.
Okay.
Okay. Now after Kenny might have guard duty before he has to go to men's prayer, which is 7:30 in the morning.
Wow.
All men have to show up and pray.
And what if they don't?
I don't know. I guess that's between you and God. You might get talked to. Who the hell knows?
Okay.
Anyway, at this point, I'm feeding my children, whatever you want to
Kids.
call them.
Let's call them kids.
With Pop-Tarts and cereal and...
Getting
I'm
them all
sorry.
sugared up.
Breakfast food, because you couldn't say the word cereal. God,
Oh,
that just still fucks with me today. Breakfast food. Yeah. Nails on a blackboard.
So you're getting them all sugared up.
Yep. And stuff in my face with cold scrambled egg or a cold egg sandwich.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I even had to toast the bread the day before.
Oh, my gosh. So it's like completely cold. Like the toast is cold.
Unless you kept a burner on over the stove and you can heat your toast up over the... You can't toast it. It has to be pre-toasted.
Oh, my gosh.
So many rules.
So weird. Okay.
Anyway, then you pack your diaper bag up, or if you don't have kids, pack yourself up, and you head up to the sanctuary for women's prayer, okay? Now, women's prayer involves a circle of no fewer than 4, no more than 6 or 7,
Okay.
and it's supposed to include an elder's wife. Now, if one of those ain't available, a deaconess is handy in a pinch, okay?
Okay.
But you learn not to who to sync knees with, because it was like a video game. You walk into the sanctuary and you see some people down on their knees with their hands up praying. You see some groups looking around anxiously because they need one more before they can hurry up and do their shit. And then you see the people that you're like, oh my God, they spit out a 5-minute novel when they're praying. I don't want in that group. I got to where you'd have to take a pillow with you because the sanctuary floor is concrete. And if you are late, everybody knew which groups to avoid, which elders' wives
Oh, because they were
avoid.
going to be going for a long time.
Oh my gosh, the longest prayer circle I was ever in was 22 minutes. And there were 6 of us.
Oh, my Lord.
And they were one of the last groups who were told to stand around and wait for the scragglers. And guess who was a scraggler that day? Guess who learned not to be a straggler?
Right.
Scraggler, yeah. It was miserable. So maybe they were told to make it extra windy and
That's
long.
what you get for showing up late?
Yeah, I guess so.
You never did that again, right?
No.
So it worked.
No. Okay. Now, after women's prayer, you got about an hour to wander around and do whatnot and this and that. And the morning services start. Okay? And morning services, there's announcements and this and that. You're going to be there 2 to 3 hours.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh, my God, that's painful.
Especially the first day of feast. Okay? Well, you got some events sprinkled in, throughout the day. Like, because after the morning services, it's lunchtime. It's literally lunchtime. And everybody, who has a meal ticket would head over to the restaurant and get their meal. Or if you, had your own dwelling, or if you were invited to eat at somebody's, right?
Is it kind of geared towards, like, being with other people?
It just depends.
Okay.
But then you have afternoon services.
Oh, there's still more.
Yeah, little man was guaranteed to speak at every afternoon service. And he would drone on and on and on, and oh my God. So there were times I would be squirming in my seat, pinching my leg, biting the inside of my mouth to stay awake. So, yeah.
Oh, so wait, did he speak in the morning services or not?
It just depends on if there's big news coming out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Now if pedophile elder spoke, you knew little man was following, because pedophile elder never spoke before any other elder, and no other elder ever spoke before little man.
Gotcha.
Except for pedophile elder.
Okay.
Now, after second services, which could last 2 to 3 hours. I think the longest one was like 3 hours and 42 minutes.
Oh my God.
Like, everybody, you looked around and everybody was dying. And just the look of and feel of misery everywhere. Like, how long can this go on?
Like, even the people that were like 100% into it, they were still in pain.
Yeah, the sanctuary. I mean, the state that they're in right now, it's still brutally in the high 90s, sometimes low 100s. They just had their first cold front move through.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, after second services, like I said, would be lunch. No, after second services, you have about 2 hours till it's like dinner time, and they start serving early dinner at the restaurant and stuff. And then the evening is when activities are planned.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I bet this is fun.
Remember, I spoke of movie night that only happened once, and we got to watch Waco burn and how the government did it.
Okay.
There's always the ever popular soap making class for women.
I'm sorry.
There's the ever popular, if you're an out of towner, brush up on your women's classes, like how to stay clean and keep your family clean, and hang different toilet seats on your bathroom wall with names on them so everybody has their own. Yeah.
So this is not just like when a woman's clean or unclean. This is like each person has their own toilet seat?
Well, yeah.
You never said that before.
Well, maybe I forgot to add it in there. Not everybody did this. Not everybody did this. But people who had large families and maybe one bathroom, they would hang toilet seats on the wall with the names on them. Okay?
So what if you had, like, what if you're running to the bathroom, and like you're like, oh my God, I'm going to go in my pants. You had to wait until you put your own toilet seat on.
Well, you whip it off the wall and just set it there. Come on.
Oh my God.
You're not taking the time to screw the thing in. You learn to, like, not chivvy around on it. Because I had to use the guest one.
Because you could slide right off there.
I had to use the guest one time. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are switching toilet seats. Oh my God.
Gotta stay clean. Gotta stay pure.
Did you get to pick out your own?
No, Laura, it would be like me showing up at your house and there's the wall of toilet seats and one is clearly labeled guest.
Oh my God.
With a little note next to it that says they can't guarantee whether it's clean or unclean, so assume yourself unclean.
Well, I'm thinking if you're running to the bathroom, you really don't care, right?
Well, if you run into the bathroom and there's absolutely nothing but a rim, come on. And that rim's always considered unclean, so don't touch the rim.
Okay.
And don't let the water ass splash you either.
Oh, because you can control that, right?
I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, after dinner and, you're going to classes and stuff. I mean, there's a plethora of things you can sign up for and do. Okay? You can sign up, to learn how to distribute propaganda.
Oh, exciting.
Because you're an out-of-towner and you traveled there on the highway.
Gotcha.
They got a lot of tips for you on where to stop and pass shit out. What to say. How to get out of handbill tickets.
Oh, you mean like for...
Like, you can't pass handbills out.
Right, okay.
You can't stop at Walmart and put them under every car. Because
how do you get out of this?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought maybe you know.
I already lived there. I didn't have to learn this shit.
Okay.
And I was never asked to teach that class, so...
I thought maybe you had been to one of the classes, or like you said, taught it, or...
I've been to too many classes there, in all honesty, yeah. Speech class was probably the only one I really liked, and that's because I could be openly sarcastic, My favorite speech was judging your neighbor. It's not against the law. Because, obviously, in the Bible, you're not supposed to judge your neighbor. But I would always make my titles, like, not fit. And watch their mouths drop, like, what's coming out of her mouth this time? Yeah. Anyway. We did have, for a while, some fun things going on at the feast.
Okay, like what?
You could sign up for a secret sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was what?
It was sort of like a secret Santa.
But you didn't celebrate Christmas. I mean, like, what was...
It was a secret sisterhood.
Okay. But, I mean, how long did it last? Like with a secret Santa, like it's done
it would
Christmas
last from feast to feast.
Oh, okay.
Like, I would get your name, you would get mine.
Okay.
We would send each other letters, trinkets, words of encouragement.
But it's secret. You don't know who the person is.
You don't know who the person is, okay? And a lot of people got really creative, and they would send a package to someone else in the cult so it could be mailed from their state, and you would be guessing somebody was from that state.
Oh, wow.
And the next time you got a letter from your secret sister, it would be from another state. So, yeah, like a lot of us worked together on that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then we would have a secret sister unveiling party. And then, of course, it's pagan because it's, after Secret Santa. And you got to strip all the fun out of the cult. Cults can't be fun, Laura. They were. It used to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did our own weird shit, but at least it was a little bit of fun. You know what I mean?
All right, any other classes you could sign up for?
Oh my God, the classes were just everywhere. Like, down to, I remember one sister had a class, it was only offered one time. She had to get an okay for it, but she was teaching people how to make ice cream because you couldn't buy it anymore.
Oh, that's right.
And somebody who's not familiar with how to make ice cream might not realize I can use goat milk at $4 a quart to make ice cream. Look at the face you're making.
Okay.
I went past the goat milk in the grocery store the other day and it was $4.19. And I remember my ex-husband buying cases of that exact brand because I couldn't feed my son formula anymore because I dried up on the Day of Atonement because I couldn't drink any water to make any more milk. And after 24 hours of not drinking anything, the baby sucking me dry, I never came back. So now I had to put my kid on formula. Thank you, cult.
Wow.
Anyway, back.
That's godly, though.
It's very godly.
Yeah.
But hey, $4 a can. You know how many cans that kid drank?
Bet a shit ton.
And it was funny because it was goat milk. Kids consuming goat milk, but you're not supposed to refer to kid as kid. And anyway, yeah. And after classes are done and stuff, it's usually around 8:30, 9-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some of them let out early, some of them don't. That way you can go to multiple ones.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then you can, quietly hang out at campsites. Before we used to have fun and drink and be rowdy, but, of course they take all the fun away. So now you can only hang out with, or you could at one point hang out only with women. You had to be quiet. You're supposed to be in your dwelling by 10, and it's lights out at 11, unless you have a reason.
Kind of like you're in jail or something.
Sort of.
Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't it sound fun?
Sounds like a blast.
Didn't those two women make it sound like a blast? And you're going to show up and find out all this information, and what else are they taking from you?
They made it sound like it's so much fun.
It is.
And you need to be there.
You have to. If you can make it, this is vital to your salvation.
Because the bombs are coming.
Yep, the bombs are coming. It's the only safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Little Man has all the answers.
Well, didn't you know that? I mean,
But they're just reiterating it in case you didn't catch it.
Oh, my God. I found a total funny that I have to share with you. Now, remember when we talked about Helping Hands of Allegheny County last year?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody sent this to me, okay? The town there has a similar page, Helping Hands of... Well, no, this one is a garage sale page. Okay? Just like we have garage sale pages around here.
Okay.
Garage sales of McDonald, garage sales of Carnegie, whatever, okay? This is that town garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Jasmine is posting, don't know who this woman is. Somebody took a screenshot of this, okay? How do you find somebody to purchase and haul off a double wide? What do people typically pay for a double wide that is livable and structurally sound, just kind of outdated and uglyish? Okay? Some chick named Jennifer answered her.
Oh, okay.
In that town. If you know anyone with the cult, it's guaranteed they'll buy it from you. That's bad.
Oh my God. Let me see that.
Look at that. It's.
That is so funny.
If you know anybody in the cult, they'll buy it off you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, they will.
And guess who's going to that town? I can't believe this. Here's another breadcrumb for anybody who doesn't know who the cult is.
What?
Snoop Dogg is going to play a club there.
No.
Yeah. I can't give the name.
Please. I need a meetup between Little Man and Snoop Dogg.
I thought about the same thing.
If there's any wish of mine that could come true, it is Snoop Dogg sitting down and chatting with Little Man.
Maybe Little Man invited him to play the club and talk afterwards. I mean, they couldn't get Justin Bieber.
Snoop Dogg.
Don Henley's been in the back pages for ages. They're finally
Oh, please,
realizing they're
please,
not getting
please.
him. Maybe they're after Snoop Dogg. Yeah, somebody who lives in that town sent me the news article, and I was dying. What the hell is Snoop Dogg doing in Cultyville town?
Oh my gosh. Oh, please, if any wish of mine can come true.
Really?
Tell me that would not be hysterical.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Pictures or it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? See, look, here's the news article.
Oh my God. Famous news to headline.
Don't read it out loud.
I'm not. He is set to take the stage.
Don't read the date either.
I'm not reading it. I'm not. Oh my God.
Isn't that hysterical? What?
Oh my God, of all people.
Snoop Dogg.
Of all people. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's definitely a breadcrumb. That definitely is.
Okie doke. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg in that town. Is he hurting for money that bad?
Oh my gosh. I don't think he is.
Would you like a quote from Little Man?
Sure.
Okay, this has to do with Day of Atonement, and I'm, scrolling through shit, so I might as well just throw it out there, right? God bless your Day of Atonement. Like it's a wonderful thing, right, Laura?
Sure.
And I've talked about how miserable it is.
Right.
Let's eat the spiritual food. When you fast on the Day of Atonement, you know how hard it is to live without food. It's even harder to stay alive without spiritual food. You just can't do it. You'll die. Yeah, that was back in 2005. No spiritual food, you will die.
We don't want you dying.
I died.
No. Oh my God.
What?
I'm still also thinking about the whole toilet seat exchange.
Toilet seats. Anyway, here's another one. This is back in 93. And maybe it's from a book called, I can't read the title.
Okay.
You're almost to perfection. In fact, I think Satan is probably crying real tears right now and knowing that God's people, no, they will not reject God's laws. They will not spit in his face or blaspheme him. No, they will find a way to change their own minds and to train their minds to love God. Which basically says I'm feeding you bullshit that you're going to hate, but learn to love it.
And Satan's crying.
Satan's crying tears. Because she can't deceive God's people anymore. Come on now.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Just the crap that they spew.
They spew a lot of shit. We have one single bread sack.
Sure, go
not
for
real
it.
Exciting. Jesus, our high priest, the first led and perfected by the faith, instructs us in Hebrews 4:9. Therefore, there remains the keeping of the Sabbath to the people of God. Let's do it with great joy. And joy is the biggest word on the paper because it's a miserable day. So if you're miserable on the Sabbath, you're doing it wrong.
Because you should be enjoying it.
You should be brainwashing yourself. I actually had to pull the car over on the way over here today. You know why?
Why?
Because I thought it was a parody of sorts. And I listen to all kinds of shit, Mm-hmm. And it was a public broadcast station. And there's actually a guy on Facebook that will target whoever you want for money. Okay?
Okay.
And it's subliminal.
What?
It's subliminal. Okay, say you're not getting intimate enough with your honey.
Okay.
Okay? Well, Greg, it's your ex, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But Greg can contact this guy, and this guy will custom make 10 posts for Facebook that looks like it's an ad or an advertisement or something one of your friends posted.
Okay.
He's not getting enough sex. So all of a sudden, some magazine subscription comes up, and on the front cover is how sex is so important to your man. So they're feeding you subliminal
that is
shit.
so creepy.
And you pay for 10 a day that comes up in this person's newsfeed. And it looks like it's all different shit. So it's not like just...
Oh, because one could be a magazine ad. One could be whatever.
One is a sponsored ad. You know how sponsored ads come up? It could also look like your friend liked that, or commented on it. And meanwhile, they never did.
They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, because you're not going to call your friend up and go, hey, did you comment on this on Facebook?
Right. Yeah.
No, you're just going to think they did. But the subliminalness
oh my God,
that they're using through technology today. That's why I jumped off subject. Because what the cult does is just keep hitting you with brainwashing. And if you don't love being miserable, you must not be doing it right. Am I making sense?
Yeah, no, you are, because
but I
that's their way of getting around the fact that it's miserable.
And you can pay this, and I'm not giving this information out. You want to find it on your own. But I find it horrible that you can, and this guy, basically, he don't care what you want. He'll come up with whatever. So
you can go to him with anything. It's like, I want blah, blah, blah.
And he'll specifically make the ads to do it, which is brainwashing. Do you know how much brainwashing goes on in the world?
That is insane.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are insane. Anyway, would we like to go to pending posts, maybe?
Yep.
I think that's all I got on here, except for a bunch of crap that... I wanted to make sure you saw the trailer park stuff. That was just...
That is so funny that they called it out by name.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because that's true. If there's a trailer for sale, he's going to snap that up.
If it's cheap enough.
That's what I mean.
And he can move it on to his... Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
That's where they get a lot of their shitty trailers, okay? I'd like to give a shout out to Jeff W. Mm-hmm. Okay. He answered the question that I cleaned for his parents. That's how he found us.
Oh.
And his dad's the attorney. Oh. Retired attorney. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Wonderful wife. First initial K. Lots of initial Ks. But he said he was listening to episode 83 last night, and the quote came from Rocky Balboa when he was scolding his son for forgetting who he was. It's an amazing quote. It's absolutely true.
What quote was that?
I think that traditions are nothing but peer pressure from dead people.
Oh, okay.
Jeff's all caught up. I'm assuming. Let me know if that's the right one or not.
Because we don't remember what we said.
Well, I kind of looked at the my notes and stuff, and I quoted that one there. Okay.
Oh, okay, that could be it then.
Yeah, he used to scare the crap out of me.
Who?
Jeff.
I thought you meant Rocky.
No, Jeff. He was recovering from something at his parents' house when I started working there, and he got the greatest glee out of, like, I'd be dusting something, and I'd turn around, and he's in my personal space, like 3 inches from me, and I'd do the Hooby Scooby Screamy dance.
Right.
And this went on for like 9 or 10 months, and I couldn't prove he was doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Until the day I walked up into the top floor computer room where all I do is get the garbage out of the garbage can. Mm-hmm. And he was seated at the computer, and I went, and...
Did he jump?
No, he just looked at me and says, I wasn't even trying to scare you that time. So, yeah, hey to Jeff. Okay, to Kala K. They write, am I free to share my story in this group? I've been looking for some post-cult groups on Facebook, and this is the only one I found. Kayla, yes, you can. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I will approve this and get back to you and write something after we're done doing the show today. Like I always say, I'm going to do shit, and we'll see if it gets done. Okay? Diana L. writes to us saying, listening to episode 83, and you mentioned Ohio as a hot spot for trafficking. Remember?
Oh, yeah,
human
trafficking?
That. Yep. She explains, it is a hot spot because we have a ton of international airports. Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, Cleveland, just to name the ones I know of offhand. Also, Who the hell suspects Ohio?
True.
Right. I surely looked at that map and went, you gotta be kidding me. It's Ohio.
Right.
That's like
Wow.
looking at all your neighbors and thinking the very last one you would think was a pedophile is a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? Ohio, I thought you was the good one.
That makes sense with airports, though.
Mel Shaw says she knows that I love stalking the cult and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a flying fuck if they know I was there, how many times I was there, stuff like that. But I'm going to approve this because I don't understand it. You can make yourself invisible to whoever you're lurking and skulking. And, yeah, okay. So anybody who's interested in becoming invisible on the internet, there you go. I just gave you the link to it. Okay. Laura. This one's for you.
Oh, okay.
And this is Mel S. Laura, you're probably going to get a lot of me toos on this, but alarms go off for me whenever anyone insists or implies that I trust them because they're a Christian.
Oh.
Even when I was a Christian, my dad had a policy against doing business of any kind with someone if that was their logic. You know, the logic of Laura, you should hire me to re-roof your house because we go to the same church. I mean, I've never finished a job correctly or on time, but I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to approve this, but she goes on to say how her dad went against her judgment and hired this dude, and he botched the job over and over and over again.
But he hired him just because he said, I'm a Christian.
Yeah, and
oh my God.
After 5 visits, he gave up. It wasn't a special job. He was just incompetent and shocked that we'd keep him to his word and expect him to do the job we paid him for.
No, those words should never come out of your mouth. You should be showing from your actions. The words should not be necessary.
Exactly. Actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm just going to post this. Mo H. Responding to a gaslighter. We've talked about gaslighting. You know, we remember things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm stepping away from this conversation. I hear you, and that wasn't my experience. Just different things that you can say. Never thought about it before.
So what? To let them know that you're kind of onto them?
Yeah. Things that you could say to end it.
Right.
Because they'll stand there and endlessly argue with you.
Right.
You know, just simply stating we have different perspective of how it happened and walk away. It leaves them speechless.
I was just going to say, they have no idea how to respond to
Exactly. She also gave us another one about wounded thoughts and healing thoughts. Do you know the difference? A wounded thought is, it's my job to make their pain go away.
Okay.
Healing thoughts, every person is responsible for their own emotions. Just different things. Okey doke. We did that one already. Oh, yeah. I really wanted to do this one. We need to do this.
Okay.
Sarah L. says, listening to the latest episode, and you guys should check out the charity Modest Needs.
Modest Needs. Okay.
Okay. Also, the guys of the podcast, Cognitive Dissonance, and a few others have a yearly fundraising drive. They call the drive Vulgarity for Charity. I am all in on this. I am all in on this.
I love it.
The host roasts people of your choosing. I'm thinking you guys would enjoy a roast of Little Man. Now, I mean, did they actually like send the tape or something to the dude so they could? I gotta find out more about this. Maybe it would just be
for our enjoyment.
I gotta find out.
When
more
is
about
it?
This. I don't know.
It doesn't say.
I'm gonna approve it, and then I'll contact her later.
Vulgarity for Charity.
Vulgarity for Charity. I love it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And somebody said, don't post this. They just wanted to let us know that Stitcher works for them. Mm-hmm. Just that one episode didn't. Oh, and they couldn't figure out why. Weird. And I guess they were wanting us to re-upload it, but we can't do that shit. It would mess with stuff, wouldn't it?
I think.
I don't know.
That's a lot of technology.
It is.
It's a lot of technology.
It really is. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oh, this is a Me Too post.
Okay.
Natasha R. says, Listening to this week's episode to myself, why the hell is my dog barking? And how can I hear it inside? Took me a little bit to realize it wasn't mine.
That'd be my dog.
I was down in the basement, the one night and I'm folding laundry and knew I was going to be down there for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I can listen to about the first 20 minutes of the episode and get any corrections or whatnot out of the way. And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell is Chewy barking?
Again, no.
And I got to the point in the tape where I said, I'm going to kill your dog. And you're like, not if I get to him first.
Yeah, he was really annoying that day. I don't know. It must have been really warm outside, I guess, and everyone's walking by. Because people can't walk past his house,
Okay. Now, we have a correction here.
Okay.
Amanda H. says, I know you love to say people back in biblical days didn't know where the sun went, but the Greeks were actually pretty great at astronomy and knew where the sun went before the Bible was supposedly written. It was only after the fall of Rome that Western culture lost the astrological scientific knowledge we rediscovered during the Renaissance and Enlightenment eras. Love you, Deb.
Oh, wow.
I kind of knew that, but some cultures are more advanced than others.
Mm-hmm.
I like to point out that, apparently the Bible's only 6,000 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. And
apparently God flooded it and only Noah and his incestuous family kept, humanity going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how come there's cultures like the Egyptians and the Greeks who have been keeping records for, I don't know how many thousands upon thousands of years, and they never have a record of a great flood where they saw anything? They weren't flooded.
Maybe the records got ruined.
No, they have records of shit going on when it's supposed to be all flooded.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Oh, and Mo H., she loved me singing in the last episode.
What did you sing again? I can't remember.
I sang Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
That's right. Okay.
But, you promised me 10 inches and I only got 4.
And a French fry.
You promised me a Big Mac and gave me a French fry.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. How could I forget that song?
Oh, and she also says if she ever has to drink the Kool-Aid, she hopes it would be with someone fun like us. I can't imagine drinking that kind of Kool-Aid would actually be fun. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ex-member Nora is giving us, according to information that is available, Satan doesn't rule hell, and there's no everlasting torment, and no one is even down there yet. There's a link to that. 13 popular beliefs about hell that aren't actually anywhere in the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all fire and brimstone, and Satan got hooves and pitchfork and
a cape.
I don't know. Okay. I would like to give a shout out to Kelsey Ballerini.
Okay.
I have been following a page on Facebook called Aiden My Angel. It's about a little boy who has been battling cancer for a lot of years, and he went blind over it.
Oh my gosh.
I've been following his page for a few years now. And he actually went to her concert. He lives in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He is, to me, an inspiration, and that's why I follow his page. Him and his mom feed the homeless every week.
Oh my gosh.
He participates in Dance Marathon, which raises money for childhood cancer awareness.
How old is he?
I think he's 11 or 12.
Okay.
But mom is always updating his progress, his downfalls. He does Project Runway to raise money. The kid makes keychains. And he's blind.
That is amazing.
But old Kelsey, she invited him up. She met him at the concert, okay? Mm-hmm. And I watched the video the other day. It had just happened. And Mom posted the video of the package coming to the house. And they had no idea what was in it. And it ended up being Kelsey sent him his own guitar.
Oh,
because
my gosh.
They had talked about their mutual love for music. And he's learning to play the piano. And she sent a personal note. And the guitar actually is... has a braille backing on the back of it that has his name Aiden in it. Is that not cool as shit?
Yes.
It's made the national news over and over and over again. If anybody wants to follow his story, it's Aiden, my angel, on Facebook. I'm sure he's probably trending at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck to you, buddy. I know you probably won't listen to this because you're not that old and this isn't a show for you.
And if you are listening, stop.
Yeah, okay. I think you had something to read real quick.
Real quick.
That's something in your neck in Pennsylvania. I got a crick in my neck.
Or that's like a body of water.
Yeah,
Crick.
I'm going down to the crick to
I'm going
play.
down to the creek to fish.
Okay, what you got for us?
Let's see here. Again, it's still from, what did you call this elder?
Elder Peter.
Elder Peter, that's right. Okay.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Okay. So this is still from that website. It says, Little Man directs certain chosen elders, the Kohans, deaconesses, deacons, and others to commit fraud, theft, and murder.
Well, of course. He commands all.
And other atrocities against his church members, which keeps him at arm's length from direct involvement in any legal actions. He has loyal elders who direct their captains over the security to commit illegal and immoral activities.
Yes, we've discussed some of those in shifty and shady shit. My favorite is he has somebody over all of these projects so that if anybody ever comes down and goes, well, what the hell is this shit? He has no knowledge of it because so-and-so was over that. I have shocked.
No idea.
I am shocked and appalled. Okay?
Oh, I wonder how many times the word appalled comes out of his mouth. I can only imagine.
Not a clue.
Oh, God. Oh, funny that we were talking about trailers and mobile homes.
Trailers for sale or rent.
Little Man purchases mobile homes dirt cheap and then sells them to unsuspecting members, in many cases at tens of thousands of dollars in profit.
Holy crap, I love how our shit meshes. Do you know
telling
that?
you what? This after spending a few $100s and free labor to get them looking presentable. Of course, he uses his non-profit, tax-free church corporate veil to get tax-free purchases.
Well, of course.
Many out-of-town members have purchased these mobile homes sight unseen, usually from a picture sent to them by one of his thieving officials, or just by trusting the Kohan who is handling the sale for Little Man.
Well, did I tell you that my one friend showed up from another state and went to do the first thing you do is clean the trailer?
Right.
And there was no water.
Wow, that's a good sign.
Because you know what she paid for the trailer and the plot of land, it didn't include water. You had to pay extra for the well. Okay?
Wow.
And not only did you have to pay extra for the well, you had to pay extra for the septic. And see, these were things, you think you're moving to a godly place to do God's work, and you show up and the first thing they do is screw you without so much as a kiss or Vaseline. Come on. Seriously, how would you feel
I know.
if you and Sammy showed up, even Greg, all three of you showed up there, and the first thing you do is go to clean, and
there's no water.
What are your first thoughts?
Son of a bitch.
And by then, you've sold everything.
Oh my
you have
God.
nowhere to go back to.
Oh my God.
You've sunk everything you have into this shitty trailer and 1 acre plot that there's not even a tree growing on. Come on. Go ahead.
Wow. When the member finally moves to the cult city and sees what they have purchased, I have personally heard the testimony of men who have told me their wives broke down and cried at what they spent their money on.
Hell yeah.
Especially when they realize that they can't get their money back because they've signed contracts that prevent them from any recourse. This scam is on a continual basis as old members leave and new members come into the cult.
Yep. And you're told to not believe any of the ex-members. No one's going to believe you because you're a follow-away.
I was just going to say they're followaways.
Did I tell you what they said about me, which made no sense?
What?
I ran into a friend of mine and she couldn't believe I was there. This was like a year and a half after I left the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm out on a day I normally wouldn't be out because I had errands to run and shit. But I ran into this friend of mine, or used to be a friend of mine. And she's like, oh my God, what are you doing here? And it was the library. I'm like, getting books? You know, what do you do at a library? And she's like, when did you get back to town? And I'm like, I never left town. Did they say
you went somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Kenny spun a story about how, you know, because men and women are separated at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, my old friends don't even realize he gets his children for visitation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I stole his children, skipped town, with another woman, and we were living together in another state. He has no idea where we are.
How about that?
They make stories up about everybody that leaves. Yeah.
And you just like moseyed on back into town.
I must have to get books from that library. I couldn't get a library card anywhere else.
That was your destination, the library.
The library, yeah, because I couldn't get books anywhere else. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously. Anyway, what else do I have? Do you have anything else?
No, that was it. We can save the rest for next time.
Oh, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson saved 70 horses from slaughter, and they now roam free on his ranch.
Oh, that's so nice.
Of course, do the kindnesses that you can. Remember Anthony Rogers? Anthony Rogers Presents, it's a podcast. I was on it, and so was ex-member Brandon.
Yes.
Did you listen to it yet?
No.
I dislike you. I quote him today for saying, have the courage to live a life true to yourself, not the life the others expect of you. Because so many people do that. Mm-hmm. My parents expect this from me. My friends expect that from me. And you live your entire life
trying to please others.
You know, no one can make you happy but you. And don't give that pen to somebody else to write the story for you. And have you ever thought about this, Laura?
What?
The money in the wallet isn't yours. It's just your turn to spend it and give it to somebody else.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is. Unless you keep it forever and then it's worthless. Yeah, just ain't yours. What?
Nothing.
They're back on the nuclear baby.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, as I was scrolling through their shit. And they're trying to tell you why Halloween is far from being scriptural.
Oh, because the whole...
it worships the dead.
Yeah, blah,
You're not
blah,
supposed
blah.
to do that stuff.
It's like, let the kids go and trick-or-treat. Come on.
Seriously. And in all honesty, anybody who's listening to this, if you have older teenage kids or whatnot come to your door, please don't berate them. I mean, they could be out, getting loaded in a cornfield and passing out dying. Instead, they're trying to hold on to the last little bit of childhood.
They want a damn candy bar.
They just want
some candy. They want a milk dud.
They want a milk dud. I mean, at some point, you don't get to go door to door anymore. And maybe it's their last year of high school. And they're nerds and they want to have some fun. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay,
No, just give out candy.
Yes. Do you know the saying, easy peasy lemon squeezy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the opposite?
Oh, God, I'm afraid to ask.
Stressed, depressed, lemon zest.
Alrighty.
Who comes up with this shit? Anybody out there, you didn't grow up the best way, make the best of what you got. You can't keep blaming people. You can't keep blaming things that happen. At some point, you have to take responsibility. And just try. Be fucking brave, man. Just do it. Am I wrong?
Mm-mm. Easier said than done sometimes.
I know,
but it's it is the truth, but it's...
Stepping outside your comfort zone sometimes is the best shit I've ever done. And it's like, holy shit, I did that? And like, you have more strength in you than you ever think, and don't ever pretend to be something you're not. Ever. If it makes you unhappy, don't pretend to be it. I don't pretend to be anything anymore, Laura, except for sober. I sometimes pretend to be sober, okay? Anyway, do you got anything else?
No.
Oh,
what?
I know what I wanted to say. I told you that this was a hard month for our family with a lot of death in the family, addiction, mental health. Mm-hmm. Men, a lot of times, get looked over, okay? Man up, grow some balls.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, what do they say whenever a guy's crying? Don't be a sissy.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
In all honesty,
which is infuriating.
Men get depression. They get anxiety. Men get suicidal thoughts. Instead of saying all of the things we just mentioned, man up, grow some balls, don't be a pussy. Maybe we should be saying to them, it's okay, let's talk about it.
Right, exactly.
To all my guy friends out there that listen, maybe this is a conversation you need to start with your other guy friends and you're not being a sissy. I can just imagine if men were able to express how they feel. Mm-hmm. And our society doesn't let them.
No, it does not.
Or
at all.
you're a sissy, you're a pussy, man up. I don't get it.
Or what
because
the hell
they
wrong
feel
with you?
they
What the
feel
hell's
things
wrong with
too.
you? Right.
I would like to say that this episode, I don't usually dedicate episodes, but I talked to my son. He's kind of in an iffy place right now. Like I said, it's a hard month for our entire family. My cousin Amber OD'd a few years ago. She was just 3 years older than Jesse. They were buddies. His hit him hard, hits him hard every year. It hits my adopted daughter just as hard. That was her best friend. That's how me and her became acquainted. Jessica S. was also a friend of Jesse's who OD'd and died. Tyler D., my son just said to mention him. I would like to add my crazy cousin Franklin, who I love him dearly, but he was our mental case in life, and that's why I had to add about men. Because I did talk to him several times, and like as a guy, you just, even if a guy reports rape, they don't even take him seriously. Right. Like, oh yeah, some woman raped you. Well, it's possible.
Yep. Yeah, no, society doesn't let men feel. They're not allowed to have feelings. They're not allowed to feel anything, you know?
And the last person is a boy named Dewey. He's living on the streets of downtown right now. He actually lived at my house for a while. He's in bad shape, but that's the life he's chosen. But I still have hope that maybe he might get the help he needs someday. It breaks my heart because every time I have been in downtown Pittsburgh, whether it was for the arts festival, just to go bar hopping, to the Metallica concert. Jesse was downtown the other day and he saw him. I see him every time I'm in downtown. And I just want to scoop him up and,
yeah,
you know. But guys, I guess we're out of time again, which really screws with me. Stop being offended at art, Facebook posts, someone displaying affection, women on women, men on men, whatever. By what someone said to you, by swear words. Quit being offended by the stupidest shit. And I can't believe this generation is so offended by so much shit, Laura.
Oh, everything.
Please be offended by war, poverty, greed, injustice, bullying, unkind words, general injustice. Those are the things that piss me off, except for the C word. But I have to learn to like that if I'm going to go visit Australia.
Australia, they use that all the time.
So,
yeah.
Guys, I always have so much more to say. Never get there. I think I pretty much covered most of what I wanted to cover. The hour always goes so fast. How does it go this fast?
I don't know.
And we started late, and I'm going to have to go to work. And before we start babbling on nonsensical shit, Happy Pierogi Day, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, Yom Kippur, whatever you call it. Yeah, the full hunter's moon, and all that good shit. Better come up with a broomstick potion, too.
I will.
All right, guys. It's been Deb.
And Laura.
And another wonderful edition of I Got the Hell Out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.